I was sitting here thinking about how God's true chosen ones, God's remnant, the ones who God is keeping and reserving for himself, they have been through some of the most painful situations. They have been through some of the most horrific, painful, tragic experiences in life, right? It is because you are reserved. You are God's chosen. And I dare to say, most of you, not going to say most, all of you have experienced some form of betrayal. You have experienced some of the same pains and hurts that God has experienced. You have been betrayed. You have been lied on, talked about. You've been through some of the same things Jesus went through before he was crucified. Some of you may not have been crucified in the natural, but many of you have been crucified spiritually, in your mental, fighting this warfare, fighting different people in they were attacking your emotions, attacking you spiritually. You have experienced some of this. It's like a mental warfare. People have launched on your life. People trying to degrade you, make you feel like you're not anybody, trying to make you feel like you're not the chosen one. And this is the reason you know you're the chosen one, because you've been attacked since you were a child. People have come against you since you were a child. You've been dealing with most of this turmoil since you came to this earth. But don't give up, because God is going to use that pain. He's going to use that pain, and he's been using that pain to strengthen you. I know you want to give up. I know you want to tell God you don't want any more tests. You don't want any more battles. You're tired of being the one that have to carry the weight of the family, carry the weight in that relationship, carry the weight to try to fight off the demons for your children. But you have to hold on. He has given it to you because you're the only one that can carry it without unaliving yourself. You're the only one that can carry it because you know that he knows that you can carry it. He knows that it won't break you down. He knows that you won't go and try to hurt yourself. That's why he has given it to you, because you know the same things you have gone through. If someone else carried that burden, they wouldn't be here. They wouldn't be here. If anyone else had to carry the weight that you had to carry, they would not be here. If anyone else had to endure that abuse you went through, they would not be here. So you are chosen for a reason. You are the one that's going to break that generational curse off your life. You are the one that's going to change the direction of your family. You are the one that's going to keep them curses from spilling over to your children, regardless of what it looks like. You may have some little minions, the little Satan spawns coming in to try to stop what God has planned for your life. They will try to attack your children. They will send people in to attack your children. Send people in to attack your children because they can't get to you. They can't get to you because your children have not been developed yet. You can see what it is that your children can't. So they will use you. They will use your children. They will use your children to try to get to you. But you already know God has equipped you. He has given you your prayer strategy because you already know what you're dealing with is spiritual. He has given you your prayer strategy. He has given you what it is you need to deal with these Satan spawns. He's giving you that, right? He's giving you that. Before you were not equipped. You were not equipped. Now you are equipped. You know what to do now. So he's giving you that for a reason. And don't be afraid of your power. Don't be afraid of your authority. You always had that authority. You've always had that. Whatever you said, whatever you believe, whatever you hoped for came to pass. It manifested in the natural. That is a power that God has given you. He has given you the power to fight this foolishness. Don't bow down to the pain. Don't bow down to people coming up against you. Don't bow down to the lies, the betrayal. Don't bow down to your spouse turning against you. Don't bow down to your children turning against you. You have the authority to change that. You got authority to change that. You know what to do. Get in your prayer closet. Go in there and command and demand that things get back to how they were. Get in your prayer closet. You know this stuff you're dealing with is not flesh and blood. You're not fighting flesh and blood. That's why you've always felt like you were the black sheep. That's why you've always been alone. That's why you always felt like you didn't fit in. You're not supposed to fit in. You're separated. You're set apart for a reason. And I'm here just to confirm with you. When you listen to this message, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, she's talking to me. I don't plan any messages. I speak when God tells me to speak. I speak when things are on my heart. I don't write down messages. I don't plan this. So you know this is for you. You don't know me. I don't know you. By spirit, we know each other because we're God's chosen. And my voice is confirming to you that I'm talking to you. That is how you know you are God's chosen. Because my voice is talking to you. What I'm saying is resonating with your spirit. This is why we have to test the spirit. You've never been wrong about anybody in your life. You have never been wrong. But what happened was you didn't know who you were. So I'm telling you who you are. I'm telling you who you are today. You are God's chosen. Everyone is not God's chosen. Everyone is not his chosen. God's chosen have experienced the same things he have experienced before he was crucified. These are God's chosen. The ones who have experienced betrayal from those close to him, from your children, your siblings, your spouse. You have experienced the type of betrayal that God has experienced. You've experienced the lies. You have experienced the pain. You have been crucified. You haven't been hung on the cross, but you've been crucified on your job. You've been crucified in your family. People turning against you for no reason. They don't want to hear what you got to say. They just want to believe what it is they want to believe because they don't like that light in you. They know it's something different about you. They see that on you. They see you're chosen. They know you're chosen. You just have to know you're chosen. And you have to make up in your mind that God has made you different. You are different. You're not going to fit in. You're never going to fit in. So stop trying to. You're set apart. You're separated for a reason. You're separated for a reason. In every family, there is a chosen one. Because God is using that one person to change the direction of that family. Because we were all under a curse. We were born into this foolishness because of our ancestors and what they did. But he got that one remnant, that one chosen one in every family that is different. And your family know you're different too. They know you're different. That's why they attack you so much, because you're different. They don't know what it is because they were not taught that God is going to raise up one remnant in that family to change that family. And that is going to pass down through your generation. There's going to be one from your seed that's going to just keep going through the generation to help change and break the curses off that generation. That is why the enemy sends Satan's spawn in your life to hold you back, because he don't want you to break that curse off your family. He send you into those toxic relationships. He send you with those Ishmaels, in those marriages that are Ishmael marriages. They're not even the promised marriage. They're the copycat. They're not even the promise. So that's why you experience so much hell in that marriage. You experience so much hell in that marriage because it was sent from the enemy. But God is going to use, though, what you've gone through. He's going to use that. He's going to use what you've gone through to bless your bloodline. Because all things work together for the good for those who love God. And you love God. You love God just because you made mistakes and just because you haven't always gotten it right. In your heart, you truly love God. You truly want to do right. You truly want to do right, but you got to fight the generation curses from off your bloodline. You have to fight the abuse you experienced through that toxic relationship. You have to fight all of the soul ties that you connected yourself with from your previous life, right? You have to, declutter all of that. You really want to do right. You want to do right by God. You want to live right. And you're still his chosen, regardless of how you're living. But he's going to get you together. He's going to get you right. You just have to believe that. You have to come to terms that you are the chosen one and that you are God's chosen. Everyone is not his chosen. I don't care what people say. Everyone is not his chosen. The chosen ones have been through hell and back. Those are the chosen ones. God has given you a grace to endure, but there is a reward. There is a reward. You are learning. He's equipping you spiritually. He's equipping you spiritually. So when the time comes, you have already been fortified. Your spirit is already fortified. When everyone else is falling out and giving up, you will be the one to speak life into these people. You will be the one to pray for these people. You will be the one to cast out demons, cast out spirits, because you've been through hell and back. You can't cast out a demon if you haven't experienced one. You can't cast out a demon if you haven't lived with one. You can't cast out a demon if you haven't worked with one. Come on now. I need to pass the collection plate. I'm preaching more than, I'm preaching here. More than you guys giving me credit for. Come on. This is how you have to change your mind. You have to look at it. God is raising up his remnant. There's a remnant he has to fight in these end times. Whether you want to believe it or not, we're in some hard times. You can believe it if you want to. I'm not here to convince you. I already know my faith. I know what I believe. I'm not here to convince you. And only the chosen ones can see the spiritual transformation that is going on in this world. Only the chosen ones can feel the shift in the atmosphere. Only the chosen ones. Everybody else is living and doing their thing. But when you're chosen, you know what is going on spiritually. You can feel the shift. You know there's a shift. You see the people moving. They're playing chess. You see the moves that are being made. But God is equipping you. There's no reason to fear. Chosen ones have no fear. We don't bow down. We don't bow to circumstances. And that's another reason people hate you. That's another reason people don't like you as a chosen one. People don't like you because you don't bow down to what's in the natural. You don't bow down to it. Everybody else is fretting. Look at the pandemic. Everybody was fretting over the pandemic, afraid. But the chosen ones knew in their spirit, this is part of the process. This is God's doing. He's using this. Yes, your family they think you're crazy. Yes, they think you're crazy. And you have to be okay with that. Yes, your family is calling you crazy. Your spouse is calling you crazy. Your children say mom is nutting up, dad is nutting up. But they don't understand. And it's not your job to get them to understand. It's your job for them to see your fruit. They have to see your fruit. God tells us to test the spirit. Test the spirit. They're going to see. You have to model the behavior that you talk about. And this has nothing to do with religion. Nothing to do with religion. Nothing to do with that. Because religion has handicapped, or I don't want to say that word. Religion has caused so many people to be stuck that they don't trust their GPS, that they don't trust their God placement system, that they don't trust what God is telling them. God is talking to people individually. Everybody's journey is different. God is speaking to people individually. He's doing the work in us individually, not as a collective. We will come together as the chosen ones, but everybody's going through their own journey. Everybody's dealing with their own process. So chosen ones, you are different. It is okay. Embrace that you are different. Get in God's word. Ask him to reveal to you what it is that he's doing in your life. You're not crazy. You're not crazy. You're just chosen.